Am I the asshole for going off on a mother in the toy store? I'm 28M, my brother's caretaker, 21M, mental age 7 to 8. Our parents decided at 18 to tell us to screw off. So when my brother, let's call him Bill, turned 18, I grabbed him and enrolled him to get his GED since he didn't finish high school, and take care of him. His chores are to clean his room, help with laundry and set the table for supper. I get paid by the state and you better believe I make sure his needs are met. He's my little bud. At the end of the month for each day he does his chores he gets a sticker. At the end of the month that sticker gets counted as $5 and he uses the money for whatever he wants. Like toys, special snacks, etc. He loves this. He's been so good lately with chores I took him out for burgers and fries and took him to the toy store. My brother is big. Not fat, just tall and actually big boned. He's healthy weight and overall health. He gets excited and stims by flapping his hands. You do you little dude. At the toy store he announced he wants Barbies, cool, no judgment, and we go look at Barbies. He's stimming and rambling about what he wanted and meanwhile a lady and little girl come in the aisle. Not even 2 minutes pass and the lady tells us to go to another aisle. She wants to look at the dolls and his weird hand movements are freaking her out. I tell her to wait her turn. Not even another minute passes and she tells my brother to knock it off and go look at something else. Now I'm pissed. I tell my brother to get what he wants and looked at her and told her, her daughter could use a better role model. I'd hate for her to turn into such a grouchy hag. Took my brother out to pay for his Barbies all while ignoring her telling me how much of an asshole I am for saying that in front of her daughter. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. If she was so freaked out, she could find a different aisle. She's raising her child to consider people with disabilities as scary or abnormal, and that's just shitty parenting. Unless your brother was saying or doing something inappropriate, she had no right to ask him to leave. Not the asshole, you were a lot more polite than I would have been. Also, you sound like a wonderful brother. Not the asshole king, I have so much respect for you. You handle your brother's care excellently, and also don't buy into the whole gendered toys bullshit and let him get what he wants regardless. Keep doing you, and all the best to you and your bro. Not the asshole, people should be more considerate of others. Kindness goes a long way. Good for you for taking care of your brother. Need more of this in our world. Not the asshole one bit, I suggest hero. I can't even believe she acted that way since there were obvious indications of your brother's state. Regardless, it's a public place, she has no authority to tell you where you can and cannot be. If her daughter is getting freaked out by noticing someone with a disability, it's her mother's job to inform her that you cannot be rude to someone or feel entitled just because you don't like their hand gestures. I wish I was a bystander so I could have given you and your brother a round of applause. Bravo. Mostly not the asshole, but you ceded a little bit of the high ground with the hag comment. Next time you have to put an ableist harasser in her place, try to do it without the unnecessarily gendered language. Not the asshole. You're a freakin' awesome brother. You handled it perfectly, but I would have complained to the manager about the harassment you endured though. As the mother of an adult stimmer, I think you were very contained. And I thank you for taking such good care of your brother. 28 years of watching my girl be judged by strangers has made me very intolerant of ignorance, and that leads me to be a little more forceful when pointing out their error of said strangers' ways. At least they have a better story to tell later. The narrative changes from the stimming adult to her batshit crazy mother. I literally made an account to say that not only are you not the asshole, but you sound like an absolutely amazing brother. I hope your bro is having the time of his life playing with those Barbies. I'm not sure why you're calling this passive-aggressive. It doesn't seem to meet the definition. It sounds more assertive to me. The mother missed a great opportunity to teach her kid about treating people who are different with respect. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, I have a disabled daughter and sometimes I snap too, when someone around her makes remarks. But since the daughter of the bully was there, next time you could teach her and stop her mother at the time. I bet at school they teach you to be kind to people who are different or disabled. You know what, maybe you can teach your mum will go off and then you can put her in her place. It will seem much more logical for the child who has to learn, and if you are taught harassment is okay, life will be difficult later on. Throwaway ACC, mental age 7 to 8 but you got him to get his GED. Sewer. Fake. Not the asshole. You had every right to be there, and I'm really proud of you for standing up for your brother. I bet it felt really good to him, and that's a win. Yeah. You're totally the asshole for making sure your mentally handicapped brother has a happy life. Face with rolling eyes. Not the asshole. I wish I had the balls to do that. Info. Why would you post this here when you obviously know that you are not in the wrong? Seems like bragging to me. Also, how can someone with a mental age of 7 to 8 get their GED? Not the asshole. You were there first, so she needed to wait politely. She could have always browsed another aisle while she waited. Hi op. My mother has a mentally handicapped brother, 65, mental age 7, so I've seen the struggle. I want you to know you are a special person. This can't be easy for you, and he is so lucky to have you. You're a friggin' superstar and your brother sounds delightful. You are so not the asshole. We need to fight stigma like that any way we can. I am so glad you could show that little girl that those words are bigoted, because her mother certainly couldn't impart any such wisdom on her. Not the asshole. There were so many better ways this woman could have handled the situation. She could have waited at a distance or taken her child to another part of the store. She could have used this as a teaching moment or even struck up a conversation about which Barbies your brother likes and why. Instead she chose to treat your brother as less than. That kind of behavior is never okay. You might in the future try not to use gendered terms when expressing your ire, if only so that your brother doesn't pick up on them. Sometimes public censor is not required, but I think it might have been warranted on this occasion. Not the asshole. Not a single fucking bit. You are an amazing brother, good job man. That lady was super rude, you held it together more than I would have. I mean the answer here is obvious. People just use this sub to karma farm lol. Was your brother able to get his GED? Were there accommodations? Would love to hear that experience. As the mom to a disabled daughter the same age with the same mental age, I think you're awesome, in every sense of the word. I wish there were more people like you in the world, and your brother is lucky to have you. You're so far removed from being ta. Not the asshole. That woman was in the wrong. Good for you. Hopefully she thinks twice before approaching someone like that again. Not the asshole. Your brother and the entitled limp noodle aside, you showed that little girl that her guardian's behavior isn't okay. I grew up very sheltered from other worldviews by my parents, and it's thanks to people like you who speak bluntly and stand up for themselves and others that showed me that there are other perspectives, and some things that I was raised to think were normal really wasn't, and things that I was taught were bad and wrong, like an adult man buying Barbies, were actually perfectly fine and normal. So on behalf of that little girl, thank you. Not the asshole. You deserve a medal for everything you are doing. That woman will never understand, and I hope her poor daughter doesn't turn out like her. Not the asshole, good for you. Heart of gold and best big brother. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not at all. We all have trials, and she had no to rush you. You are not the asshole, but your parents deserve several buttholes. Who the heck kicks out their dependent disabled child? I've just about had it with these fake sob stories. The ops always paint themselves as some kind of hero at the beginning. Not the asshole. I'm autistic and physically stop myself stimming in public because of an incident similar to this. I wish I'd had someone like you to stand up for me. The woman was very horrible and crossed the line. But Op would have been a better role model if he'd used more restrained words. Not the asshole. Your brother did nothing wrong, he was just looking at the toys. You seem like a great brother for defending him. That mother should learn some respect. Anyone can look at the toys, not just kids. And it is so rude to say that he needs to stop stimming. He is not hurting anyone, so why does it matter? Mind your own fricking business, lady. As a neurodivergent woman and disability advocate, thank you. You are supporting him becoming as independent as possible, while not shaming him and being an awesome advocate to him. Not the asshole. I would have loudly called her behavior out using facts though. Are you really telling me and my brother who is neurodivergent to move along because the hand movements he uses to calm himself, which are hurting no one at all, are making you uncomfortable? Way to be inclusive and a great role model for your daughter. Do better. Then I would have simply turned, ignored, and continued on until your brother was done. Who the fuck doesn't know what stimming is these days? Face with rolling eyes, face with rolling eyes, face with rolling eyes. Not the asshole. You are the best brother ever. It was insensitive of the lady to ask your brother to look for other things. You do you, big bro. Yellow heart. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I've previously worked with adults with autism in which I was to work with them in the community to gain certain skills mostly for higher functioning ASD, but I did have a very low functioning ASD client as well. Anyway, most people have a tiny bit of compassion and context clues. And truly, your brother's stimming must not have made her that uncomfortable if she chose to interact with you. You hit the nail on the head. I hate that people like her are raising tiny humans. I love you. I too have an autistic brother who is my little buddy. I'm so glad he has you. Not the asshole, shame on her. Not the asshole, she is setting a bad example. It could have been a teachable moment about acceptance, equality, being patient and how boys like dolls too, and she ruined it. Not the asshole. My brother is also on the autism spectrum and I've been in similar situations. Lots of people really don't care enough to try to understand, unfortunately. Not the asshole, came close to yelling at an old man at the grocery store because he was picking on the cashier over plastic bags, getting her to the point of almost crying. I still regret that I didn't tell him to hurry up and die. Thanks for doing what some of us can't. Not the asshole at all, you were just shopping with your brother and she really shouldn't be such an ass about it. I hope it didn't ruin the experience for him and that he likes his new toys. And everyone clapped. Not the asshole. Thank you so much for sharing your story. It really touched me how much you love your brother and protect him. Purple heart. Not the asshole. You're a good brother. Not the asshole. I'm a teacher and a mom. This is exactly what I would do. Good job on taking care of your brother. Not the asshole. Your brother is so lucky to have you. Your love for him makes my heart happy. Op. This woman should be teaching her daughter to be more compassionate to special people who are different from her. Because your brother is special, he's a ray of sunshine from your description. I'd have ripped her a new one too. Good on you, Op. Good on you. Man. I love the way you talk about your brother. It's obvious there's lots of love there. Lady could use some sensitivity training. Not the asshole.